How long have you been doing this?
38 years.
Can you tell me a bit about it, what you're doing, what you're making?
I'm doing kente cloth.
Kente cloth.
Yes.
How long does it take to make one?
Take me 3 hours.
Wow. Is this a dying art or many people can do it?
Many people can do it.
And your name?
Keju Asante.
Asante. So are you Ashanti?
Yes.
Fantastic. What do you think of art, modern African art? What do you think of it?
Oh, it's very nice. Yeah.
Fantastic.
Very nice. Very good.
You're talented, super talented. Thank you very much. Hello, my name is Diepiri MacPepple-Jaja. I'm an artist based in the UK, originally born in Nigeria. So I'm African and it's in my genes, and I love the culture and everything about the African side of things. Obviously living in the West, I'm in touch with technology and all the other things that go with it. So I tend to like more modern stuff and stuff that's African, traditional or antiquity. So I do modern African art, my style of art, that's what it is. It's a traditional art, is antiquity, and it's looking forward towards the sort of future. That's what I call it, modern African art. So in Ghana at the moment on holiday, and also to check out the art scene. It's been spectacular. I've gone to quite a few galleries, interviewed quite a few artists, yeah, we've found some artists that were also showing in London when I was there, you know, in the fairs that were there, and some of their work here where they've got lots more work, able to see the work, and it's been really exciting meeting with all these artists and seeing what's going on in terms of the art scene. Now, the way they do things here in terms of the art scene is it's like a big gathering. People really do turn up, and then you've got foreign investors and patriots, people who invest in art, coming from all over the world as well to see what's going on in Ghana. Now, that's not just unique to Ghana. You do get that also in Nigeria, where I come from, as I say. And what's exciting is that the artists who are doing modern art, or just contemporary art, if you want to call it, or just art, yeah, or modern African art, the ones who are doing the art, they're really getting their world names known. They're spreading, their work is spreading, it's going all around the world, and people are collecting it, and it's becoming something very influential. Yeah, it's influencing the obviously the art scene over abroad. It's also influencing the fashion, the architecture, you know, and the crafts, you know, creative elements in the craft work. So yeah, I think art is very important. It's a generator. It gets people talking and sharing ideas. So yeah, it's something very, very exciting to see.
My name is Eric, founder of Art Life Matters and creative entrepreneur as well. I would start the conversation by saying it was a bit difficult for me to choose art as a career, especially when I had to talk to my parents about it and all that. And I made it a quest to set up an NGO to champion the agenda of changing that misconception and feeling the art is for, you know, some other maybe no-brainers or something like that. I got into the NGO called, you know, Art Life Matters to push the agenda of changing that mindset and all that. I've met over 5,000 kids and engaging a lot of parents. And for me, there's a lot of demand on me and everybody trying to show them how they'll be able to have a sustainable career in art. Currently, I think I'm in one of the best moment of time because then there's a lot of highlights on African art, and especially my dear country, Ghana. It's simply because then it makes my work a lot easier to get reference points to parents, to anybody that wants to pursue art, that, okay, this person is doing it this way, and that is what you can do to be able to reach there. Now, who am I referring to? The references are like the Amaku Waffles, the Akwesibuches of our time, and so on. I mean, we also have the folks who started like Pablo de Glover, the Kofi Antubams and all that, that also paved the way for these modern contemporary artists to also start enjoying this shine and all that. It is, for me, it is an interesting time because then it is not only about art, but it is about like creative consumption because then across the world, there's a big love for Afrobeat music. There is that pride in being black and having a black skin and wearing apparels that represent our culture and all that. And that is why I said it's one of the best moments to live, to be an African, to be a Ghanaian, to be black anywhere in the world, because then there is a good light beaming on our ethnicity, our society, and what we stand for as a people.
My name is Ethel, and I'm here in Ghana. We're staying at East Legon, which is nice. We do go out each day. So far, I've seen the art scene, went to a beautiful hotel, really nice, and saw some of the artwork there. Really beautiful. They use a lot of mixed media, and collages. We've also been to another exhibition which was near to where we stayed. The building was beautiful, architecturally designed. I like the way they displayed the art. Some were like hanging with the wind blowing, and then others were on the wall. That was interesting as well. The artist done an interview, so we were able to sit in the garden there and listen to her about her work. She talked about her work, and you could ask questions as well. With the art, they've got like modern African art, but I'm not, that phrase, I'm not sure if that's what they call it. They may call it something different, but to us, it is modern African art. Like I said, they do choose like themes or subjects that they want to explore, and you see that through their paintings, how they explore the different medium they use. Like one artist, she chose like, I think like stencils, and she used like the tattoos, and she used that in her painting. And the women, they didn't have a detailed face. She used some of the print for their face, or it'd have to be like a blank face, but that all meant something. Yeah, the art scene is growing, very interesting, and people are coming to buy the art. So it's very not up and coming. It's there.
So for me, as an art intermediary, creative entrepreneur, the term modern African, art is it's a form of expressionism because the whole thing is, even we didn't have a word for art, because then it was a way of life, how we live, how we breathe, how we even build our houses with mud. We use our hands. You find the females singing songs and making marks on the walls and all that. So for now, it's like it's a new way of freedom, a new way of expressing ourselves, and that comes up in different channels or different mediums. So the music has its own path, but there are other new artists with the use of technology, I should mention, who are trying to channel new ways, new materials, new expressionisms with it and all that. I know a few that explores with aside waste material, but then how do you make sound out of these waste materials, and how does the sound, capture the social fabric, and then it's now cascaded into exhibitions in Europe and in the West, to put it in general, and all that kind of thing. So for me, it's very interesting to use that word, modern contemporary art, because then you can really categorize it in a canvas work, because somebody's even doing canvas, but he's got his own way of adding materials, adding certain elements in it to give it a new life. And that is one thing I love about this period, because then you can't clearly say it has to be a canvas or it has to be a clay work and all that. The people have picked it up as sort of expression?
So my name is Marilyn Pakalandon, a recent graduate from the University of Cape Coast who studied film. So filmmaking as an art form has also been imparted by modern African art in ways such that we are able to tell our stories the way we see our stories and the way we know our stories. And it's also helped to put us on a pedestal.
So, I mean, modern African arts, I would look at it from even when it comes to first the social impact, right, of people. And I'll pick an example where there are artists using, secondhand clothing like fabric waste and bringing life to it by creating art piece, by um, making certain expressionism that are so beautiful, and the consumption is really travels beyond the borders of Africa and all that kind of thing. So for me, the this period, I mean, when you look at it from a social point of view, when you look at it cultural as well, it's a movement. It's some kind of words that empowers people, that gets us to think, that expresses the way we feel, and also has a bit of like activism attached to it as well. It's based on the gender and who is executing that. But then we also find out that there is a lot of I don't know what you call it, collaborations within, even these art disciplines and all that, because you can find a typical musician who blends it with experimental art and blends it with even mere album cover, curate a couple of works that are tied into each music tracks, and it brings out the feeling of the music tracks and all that, and it has multiple legs, and then it goes into Europe to exhibit. So you don't just consume just a canvas work, but then it's also linked to some music that gives you a different expression and all that kind of thing, which is great. We have some kind of artists here who picks up the cultural narrative when there's a migration, conversation with his family and all that. And a mere use of gallon, a yellow gallon, becomes an iconic thing that transforms into piece of elements that builds road, that is like a form of expressionism, talking about the migration and how they move from one place to the other. And it doesn't stop with him because the migration is ever evolving. So how the piece also migrates from Ghana also to the Western place and all that kind of thing. So for me, it's an interesting space because we can't really truly like define it, because there are various elements that builds into it and makes it amazing. And the next time we don't know what is going to come out of Ghana, because then it is not predictable. As an intermediary and also managing Art Life Matters, what we've identified, aside my earlier comments on demystifying the misconception when it comes to studying of art in senior high schools, we realized that I mean, the creative Africa still contributes. I mean, for now, it's a growing, like percentage to the global consumption of creative goods. Now, what do we do to be able to ensure that we have like a significant contribution, and it also translates back into making like our economy a lot more, established? Because now, of course, people will talk about we have a creative economy, but where is it? The government, are they really recognizing, whether there is an economy? What are the figures showing? What is the GDP connotation and all that kind of thing? It is not happening.
I think my view about it is basically trying to bring out the kind of creators that we have amongst we Africans, actually, and portraying the kind of good and quality ideas that when we put our minds together, we can bring on board and help change society and bring unity as a whole.
What I want to achieve is to ensure that these reforms, these regulations are put in place such that there would be a formidable um, industry that can make a parent very proud, or make the parent very comfortable to say, oh, my child can do art, or I should go and do art and all that kind of. Now we don't have it, so if I tell them, oh, you know, they should grow their talent. It's hard to really pinpoint, knowing that there's an absence of structures, systems that will be able to help them propel. And I'm not saying they're not there entirely. Some work are being done. We have people building museums, residencies, and all that, and it's growing. It's a way, to get there. But we need more on that. We need government involved and all that. Then that is what we hope to achieve, and to basically be like, one of the most significant hubs when it comes to pushing the creative agenda when with regards to social, cultural, and economic development in Africa. So it's a young organization, and we are a team of 5 permanents, and we've got some contract workers as and when we have projects and all that. Um, we are actually looking for ways to sustain what we are doing and to grow it into the bigger picture that I mentioned earlier. And we are open for patrons, for donors, philanthropists, people that share in that dream to come in and support us.
My name is Mami Prempe. I'm an architect and a researcher and also a curator. And I am curating the exhibition showing at Nubuke, Shrouded Mysteries and New Norms. And Shrouded Mysteries and New Norms is an exhibition by the artist Halimatu Idrisu. Halimatu is a painter. She graduated from the KNUST art school, and her work, the work that she's showing in this exhibition, addresses issues of identity, beauty, and dressing in the Zongo communities in Ghana. And she grew up in a very strict Muslim household, but she was inspired by the way young women dress in the Islam communities. They don't, and they're supposed to cover up with the hijab, but they go against that form of dressing, and she's inspired by them. So when she went to uni and she had freedom, she decided to explore dressing, the way these young women dress, and portray them in her artworks. So the exhibition that we are showing is to get people to understand the work that Halima does. So she's showing there are 3 bodies of work, separate bodies of work. We have poems in the exhibition that talk about that come from a conversation that she had with a poet about the subjects beauty, identity, and dressing that she addresses in her work. There's an audio installation that goes with the work, which is from the research that she did about henna, because henna is a very important material in her work as well. And then she has the fabric works, which comes from stage models, young women who dress like her. She depicts them in the fabric works, and then there are portraits, sketches. Some of them are self-portraits that she makes, and also gets them from photographs of her friends and family. When they dress up, she tells them to take pictures of her, and then she draws them out as a way of drawing to find herself and her identity. So those are the works that are showing in the exhibition. And apart from Halima, there are a lot of amazing artists in Ghana that are doing modern African art. Did I get it right? Yeah, there are a lot of artists in Ghana that are doing really amazing stuff. There's Ibrahim Mahama Tamale, who Ibrahim's doing really amazing stuff at Red Clay at CCA with his work. There's Sedge Atikwefio. I think they exhibited at the Venice Biennale together. They have really amazing work. There are other amazing artists like Isnam Damali, who uses the hair that is used for braiding. She investigates that as a material in her work. So there are lots of young artists doing really amazing stuff in Ghana, and so I think people should pay attention to their work. There's so much to be learned from them.
Halimatu Idrisu, an exhibiting artist currently at Nubuke Foundation. I graduated with a Bachelor's of Fine Art at the Kwame Nkrumah University of Science and Technology in 2020, and I am currently offering my Master's of Fine Art at the same institution. So my content on the art scenes in Africa. I think young artists these days have diverse ways of experimenting and then showcasing their problems or their thoughts in their works. And yeah, it's quite interesting the kind of arts that comes from the youth these days, the diverse range of materials that are explored, the inspiration that is picked from the city, and yeah, the conversations that dwells around these artworks, something that's is quite interesting. And then it's they are very promising artworks, and it has a lot of impact in the world as wide at wide. So with contemporary art gives artists now the opportunity to discuss wide range of subject matter. And then looking at the number of artists I have witnessed so far, they are able to capture these conversations very well regarding their artworks, and this is something that fascinates me. And yeah, its impact, it has so much impact. It influences the younger generation, and then gradually I am seeing that younger artists, the younger artists coming up, and then children even have come to love and appreciate art. Art, in its sense, first wasn't so much appreciated by Ghanaians, but looking at what the youths are doing in our societies now, for example, myself and some few other people that I know, they are really doing a great job out there, making sure that art is appreciated and known by a wide range of people, and that is a very lovely thing. So borrowing from the past, fusing it with the present and then the future, it's something that is very visible in the artworks that young artists create these days. And myself, I find it's very amazing because once you need to create something that you are passionate about, you need to revisit your past and then combine it with your current situation and then probe to see what the future is going to be like to create a unique artwork. Yeah. So, and young artists of my generation and then generation ahead of me are doing great works to capture all these scenes.
We're in Ghana at the moment. It's November, and we attended the art gallery of Kwaku Yaro, which is one of prominent Ghanaian artists that's coming through. I went to the contemporary art exhibition in Somerset House in London. I was able to witness his work there, so I was very impressed. So I had to come to Ghana to catch up with what's going on in the modern African scene here in Ghana. And so far, I've been very impressed. I've interviewed quite a few people, artists and gallery owners and curators, etc. And been so impressed with what's going on. There's so much diversity, there's so much variety and different styles and very much good work that's coming out from Ghana. My expectations when I came to the 157 gallery, I wasn't too sure what I was going to see. I loved the fact it was in a very good venue. It was a hotel. Yeah, that's a Kempinski Hotel on the ground floor. And I think it was well attended, and the location itself was a good location, and the surroundings, environment, and the way the artwork was all laid out. It was vibrant and very well attended by so many different people. I found it quite exciting, a place to be. I like the interaction with the artists, and I love the work that's been displayed. Well, I think the medium that Yaro used is very interesting. Yeah, it's quite common the material that we have in Ghana or other parts of Africa, but he's become, I would say, a master in using things that look a little bit like applique, but it's different materials. And I think that he's found his niche. It's very, very interesting, and people do relate to it very well. So I've seen the variety of work he had there. You can see he's got a mastery on it. So I really commend him on that. He's doing it in a modern African context, so you can relate to it. You can also be influenced by it if you're going to do an architecture, interior design, fashion, whatever. So it's very good.
Hello, my name is Diepiri. I'm an arts PR or creative PR, and then I work as an agent between artists and traditional media in Ghana, West Africa. Arts or contemporary arts or African arts is going to take a whole new shape, and I can tell you, you can feel the whole revolution, you can feel the whole heat. I was telling people about the art ecosystem, and I believe 5 or 10 years to come, African art is going to take over all the art spaces. When you look at how African artists are penetrating to galleries and to Venice, and other art conferences, you realize that art from Africa is taking a real and a good step forward. And I would encourage each and everybody to support art coming from Africa in every way you can, in every medium that you can. Collaborations are key to maintaining a seed. So as we already know, Afrobeat has taken all over and has taken much higher leap in everything that is doing because of the collaboration these artists have had from Africa, from Ghana to Nigeria, Nigeria to South Africa, East Africa to South Africa, West Africa to North Africa, and its way of expanding the African content and its resources and its product. So I believe collaboration is a way, and very soon we are seeing Nigerian galleries and Ghanaian artists collaborated, having residencies, and Ghanaian galleries and Nigerian artists having, and from diaspora, in-house and everywhere. And that's the biggest move. And I believe it's going to push hard and is going to change the face of art from Africa. Yes.
Hi everyone, I'm Doran Shama. I'm an artist and I believe art can play a major role both in Ghana and the diaspora. I would urge everyone to come to Ghana, visit us and patronize our art more. Our arts can inspire the world round, inspire children and then globally. Yeah, most of us are now recycling materials, which is helping in eradicating pollution across the world.
Hi everyone, I am Oscar Kobla Maulioku, also known as Younger Art. I am a multidisciplinary Ghanaian artist with a focus on film, photography, digital painting and canvas painting. I believe African art has really had a great impact in Ghana and the diaspora at large, and I feel like artists like myself having a global voice because of the empowerment of Ghanaian artists like MacPepple-Jaja and other artists like myself practicing greatly to change the narrative of art in Africa and in the global audience.
My field is more about advertising, and I'm influenced more about consumer, like how consumers perceive art and how consumers perceive, let's say, products, goods, services, like the African stuff. So I'm more influenced by humans. Yes, I would say humans. I feel like African art is like a culture that has to really go far because it has so much culture in it that can actually teach people a lot of stuff about Africa because not everybody knows more about Africa. So I feel like that's what we are trying to depict using raw materials and waste products and all this kind of stuff. So, yeah.
Kingsley Kofi Defo is my name. I'm an artist. I'm a muralist. I paint. I do graffiti. I'm an artist from West Africa, Ghana, Accra. I base in Labadi, Laboni, Apapa. I paint in a small studio. Art makes me happy. I enjoy painting. I enjoy doing art. I think I'm married to art. I would love to see my generation doing art. I help little children to paint and to do art. I one day want to create an art museum for children, art a big space for children to come in and paint and see the knowledge they have and the kind of brain they have and what they can produce on a canvas. I paint on a canvas. I use acrylic paint and a newspaper and a puff paint. And my biggest challenge, I don't have any challenge. The challenge I have is collectors. That is all. Good collectors come around and buy. My my greatest chances is to exploit, take my art further, let other world, other countries know about how Africa, Ghana, how we paint and the talent we have in Ghana. So in Ghana, most of our leaders, some of them don't like art, some of them also like art, they cherish it a lot. Some buy it, some also don't buy. When we have a exhibition, we call for some, they come, some also don't. But those who trust and believe in art, they push their children to do art. Globally now, art is moving. We have been getting people to buy art through the leaders we have, the good ones we have in Ghana. They are making art popping out. Some artists like Amakubafo, Seta Tuklekote, Raphael Ajete Ajime, uh, this man, Mahama, and then Agozo. I think art is pushing further bit by bit. So we, the young ones, are also not giving up. We are also pushing because bit by bit, your name will also get there to where they have got to. Maybe probably if you are lucky, you even go far than them. So we are pushing it. We are doing it. Through art, I have the chance to be on this platform. So art in modern art in Ghana is connecting art as the artists in general is connecting us to new people, new connections, new collectors, and new friends and families. So modern art in Ghana is bringing people from the diaspora, people people who really wants to come and know their culture, coming to Ghana and exploring Ghana. Art is bringing them back to the country and it's making us connecting, knowing ourselves well. So the little I know about modern African art, art has changed. Art then, when I was a little boy, the artworks I've been seeing is not like now. It has changed. People using plastics, even slippers, even sponge. The African sponge we used to shower, bath our skin. They use it in doing art. So art has changed totally. Art is like music. When it changes, you also need to change. So art has changed. Modern art has changed a lot. Has changed a quite of things in Africa. You see, when you go to the refuse dump, you see people throwing plastics away. But we the artists, we collect them. We collect the plastics from the trash, and then we use it in a different way to form art. And it is helping the environment. The things that you don't like are the things that we like. The things that you feel like throwing them away are the things that we like, and then we modify it, and then we use it to do art. So that is a modern art. The art brings people together. If I have a kind of beautiful work on a wall and I put up a place for people to come and eat, people will love to come around because of the artwork. They'll come around, sit beside the artworks and then eat or drink. So art has changed. Modern art has changed a lot of things. I would like the people from the diaspora or people outside the country to come and take art away. Come and take art, show them to your people how it is made in Africa, how slippers is being modified with art, how newspaper has been turned into art when you have to burn it or throw it away. We turn it into art. I would love them to come around, explore art, buy art, learn art, and think about art in terms of when it comes to when it comes to how to transform things into art. I'll be happy they come to our country to buy art. My art studio is called Deaf Art, and then I have two pages. I have Deaf Art and I have Kingsley Defo on Instagram. My Deaf Art is for my graffiti paintings and all works I do, but my Kingsley Defo is for only my canvas paintings, and then um, my social media handle, I have Facebook, and my Facebook is also Kingsley. Therefore, when you go Kingsley, therefore you see a lot of things I do over there. I am versatile when it comes to art. I do spray can, I do T-shirts, and I do canvas work. Yo, I'm very good when it comes to art. Yeah, bye. On artwork, yeah, mama. Frank. Yeah, plastic can you. Anything. Yeah, black plastic. Yeah, mama has school. Have it. No, Buffy, be no fine. So, before I start work, I paste my news. I collect newspapers. I check the ones that my heart loves, and I paste them on my canvas. After pasting them on a canvas, I take my time for 2 days or the day after, and then I think about the work I want to do. I sit behind my canvas, think a lot. I know what I want to do, but I think a lot on how to apply my colors, what color I should choose for the background, the dress, the face, how I should go about it. And then the following day, I start painting. So I don't spend much time on painting. Sometimes a day I'm done painting because I have already painted in my mind. I have already painted in my mind. So I know what to do before facing my canvas. Sometimes too, it takes me a week before finishing a work. So it depends. Sometimes a day, sometimes 2 days, sometimes 1 week before finishing a work. Thank you.
But like you should believe in yourself, have faith in yourself in everything that you do, be courageous in whatever you do. Because if you allow fear, to come inside you and you work, you cannot like work. So what happened in Ghana, it's also basically on the team that I'm using, young black gifted. Like people here in Ghana also like when you start something to do art, maybe like this art is like trending. People also like want to like also to follow the trend without like ignoring what they are doing. So when you ignore what you are doing and because of this style is moving on, so you want to do this style, you are trying to portray or you're trying to like take like the person's style, so you will not be recognized for what you're doing. Because anytime they see the person your work, they're going to like call the person straight. So they have left what it's inside them and following the trend, that this is the trend that is going. You can like follow the trend, but like if you also pick an idea from it and add to what you're doing, so it could create something different and something unique for you. So I think for here in African accent, we should try as much as possible, to try and whatever is in us or whatever like we want to do, we shouldn't like let fear take over us. We should stand bold and bring it out, because there is something unique and something different that the world is looking forward to see in you. Thank you.
I'm expert in portrait painting and also my gallery painting, like abstract and abstract. I don't normally do abstract much, but I do figures and I use buttons to do my artworks. And right now I also have a style that I don't use buttons, but I use abstract plus figure. That's what normally I'm doing now, to see which one that will make me shine. Yeah. In Ghana, there are great artists in Ghana. We have great artists in Ghana. someone like me, I'm a very great artist, but I need the world to see. Whenever you need artists, just come to Ghana. You will get in the light of Amaku, Botre, Ajie. We have a whole lot of good artists in Ghana. And also my studio name is Def Art. I share a studio with Def Art. We started from class 2 till now. We have been a good friends till now. Actually, we normally pick some of the known artists that have been in Ghana before, some to outside Ghana, some are in the world, all over the world. Sometimes we pick some of their ideas and also had ours. But even my buttons work, I don't know, but I started doing that before I see that not me only that have the idea. You could see someone, but I have a special way of doing it that is different from others. So I think here in Ghana, we are special, and we have a modern artists and modern styles that normally you will not find it anywhere. Yeah.
Actually, the galleries that are popping here in Ghana, one Omanjen Gallery, and 1957 Gallery, and Accra City Hotel. There is also a gallery over there, but actually I don't know the name. But when you go to Accra City Hotel, yeah. Actually, I know only these 3 galleries now that are really functioning well in Ghana here.
Yeah, I'm Frederick Okomate. I'm a sculptor, actually trained at UST, University of Science and Technology. I actually lectured a bit there too. But I'm in full-time sculpture now. That is what I do. And it's paying in the sense that a lot of the Ghanaians are gradually shying away from the carving aspect because it's a bit strenuous and they're more into painting. So that most of us in the sculpture, we are not that many. So somehow we get a good market if you are really good. If you get a good market, but it's local. But one thing I'm seeing is that artists in Ghana are not united. And because of that, to project ourselves into the international scene, you can't do it as an individual. Occasionally, you get somebody who will accidentally help you to rise into the international scene, but we are not united. So you're there in institutions around like the galleries at Omanye and all these things. They're not prepared to help anybody. So I make a lot of money selling my art here, but the price are not that very good to make you, let's say, comfortable or make you move to the next stage. I would love to have an international exposure, but unfortunately, it's not that easy because you need somebody to link you to somebody. But currently, I'm just working towards gradually getting that recognition by making sure my work is really good. My work is what the international world is looking for. Not necessarily copying somebody, but going deep into myself to make sure that I give out my best. My creativity is relevant. It is what the world wants. It's what can push the world into the next stage. Because as an individual, I'm unique. So I have that unique thing to offer to the world. It's left to me to push further and make sure that I bring that thing out and the world sees it in me. So that is what's happening now.